January 28th, 2024.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And luckily, that fog is finally blown out for the most part, right?
Yeah, lifting for a lot of the areas. Still some higher elevations could deal with the fog this morning, but that rain is coming down
pretty hard. Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah, pretty heavy across the area. That widespread rain, the heavy rain, I should say, will be coming to an end this morning, but we'll still be dealing with some scattered light rain showers throughout the afternoon. At least the late morning, early afternoon. Live look at downtown Utica. You can see just how damp things are. Watch out for some ponding on roadways. Again, the snow has melted and the rain is coming down pretty heavy, and that's causing, especially in the arterial, some ponding on the roadway. Currently 39 degrees, well above freezing with rain showers, a bit breezy with winds from the south. And you can see the sunrise time now included on our current conditions graphic every day on sunrise. Current local temperatures across central New York: 40 in Otter Lake, 34 Inlet, 34 Little Falls, 39 degrees out in Sylvan Beach. Into the south, 41 Sherburne, 36 Cooperstown, and 41 degrees in Oneonta. And take a look at this. This is a good amount of rainfall falling for portions of Route 20 and north. Isolated highest elevations in Hamilton County could see some freezing rain with those temperatures hovering right around 32 degrees. But for the rest of central New York, we're dealing with just rain showers. And for today, high temperatures ranging from as low as the 30s north to as warm as the 50s south as a surge of brief warm air moves into portions of the southern valleys. And besides that, rain today becoming less widespread and less heavy. However, we are tracking a dry start to the weekend on Saturday and potential active weather for Sunday. Full details on your weekend forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Developing this morning, state police.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Friday. The weekend is almost here, and this morning we're dealing with some rain showers, and a good amount of it is coming down pretty heavy in some spots. As you can see, the arterial, seeing some of the ponding on the roadway right there. Same thing for the arterial all the way down to Genesee Street at the intersection. Route 8 and Route 12 in Bridgewater, Route 20, I should say, in Bridgewater, still looking a little bit damp. Same thing in downtown Utica on Oriskany Boulevard. Wet roads, rain coming down pretty good. Rainfall rates will continue to decrease as we approach the next few hours. And regarding drive times, average speed on I-90 east and west, 65 miles per hour, 18 minutes from Verona to Utica, 21 minutes from Little Falls to Utica. Route 12 south and north, well, at least on the arterial, 5 and 6 minutes with average speeds right around 50 miles per hour. And new drive times adding to this morning on sunrise. 5S, Utica to Mohawk, 17-minute drive, average speed 52, and Utica to Rome, Rome to Utica, average speed 61, about an 11-minute drive. We have a look at the latest rainfall totals and also what to expect for the weekend ahead coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Crews aren't just renovating the
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Friday. As we look ahead to the weekend, it's trending a little cooler, at least compared to the mild conditions we've already saw this week, but it does start out quiet. First, though, we are seeing widespread heavy rain, and unfortunately, with these mild conditions, taking a look at Old Forge right now, it is melting all of that snow. And that's bad news for those of you who are enjoying the trails up there in the North Country as snowmobilers. Now, live in Cooperstown, currently 36 degrees, wet roads across parts of central New York. As you can see, 38 degrees at Griffith and Rome with heavy rain falling. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. The heaviest rainfall rates are currently taking place in portions of Oneida County, in the towns of Western, Route 46 down Route 26, and of course out west of Verona at Route 31, closer to Cleveland and Camden. And in the Mohawk Valley, high rainfall rates in Minden, same thing just north of Springfield and Columbia and just south of German Flats. Now, widespread heavy rainfall will continue to decrease throughout the morning and early afternoon, remaining still a few spots of spotty rain showers throughout the rest of the day today. A surge of low pressure bringing that rain shower coverage into our local area. You can see some pockets of freezing rain in the absolute highest elevations in the Adirondacks. And for today, you can see the heaviest rainfall moves through 6, 7 a.m. We're seeing a few spotty showers here and there. Another push of rain from a weakened cold front moves through central New York. But take a look at these temperatures right here, reaching the 50s in areas in this parts of the southern valleys, remaining in the 30s in some locations north, before things do quiet down overnight tonight with patchy fog and overall pretty damp conditions once more. Temperatures falling right near freezing in some spots, so watch out for some icy spots, primarily in higher elevations by tomorrow. Saturday is looking pretty dry. Temperatures ranging in the mid to even low 30s across parts of the area. Then following this comes active weather. Starting out as some snow showers. This could mix in with some sleet and rain, especially in the valley locations. Take a look at these temperatures, 34, 33, 33, all above freezing. That means that the snow, it's going to be difficult to stick initially. And with the high moisture in the atmosphere, what's called evaporative cooling, what snow does when air is dry to cool down the atmosphere enough for snow to fall, it will be a bit hard to do, again, with those high dew points. So we're thinking it's not going to be a major event, but as you can see here, widespread snow coverage moves to the area by Sunday afternoon. Again, hard to stick in the valleys, but some of it could accumulate, especially on those hilltops in higher elevations. As we get more data coming in this afternoon, we'll share with you our latest snowfall thoughts on News Channel 2 at noon. But as you can see here, the weekend forecast, mid-30s for Saturday, cloudy skies, watching that coastal system heading into Sunday. And here's a look of that right there. For today, high 45, rain showers tonight. A little 34, foggy and cloudy. Your 7-day forecast. Remaining on the cool side for most of the weekend. And besides the active weather on Sunday, we're entering a quiet pattern. A bit easier for our jobs over here. We get to see a little bit of a break heading into the middle of next week.
You've been the busiest folks around for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, really busy.
That's for sure. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:22. Still.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore, and we can hear the rain falling. It is coming down pretty good. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us from the Weather Center. And Eric, the good news, this is supposed to clear out later this morning, right?
Yes, the heavy rain will be over and done with as the morning moves on. There'll still be some pockets of rain here and there, but not as heavy as this morning. So the main concern, as the fog is lifted in some spots, thankfully, there will be some ponding on roadways, especially the arterial, a little bit on the wet side driving into work today. Yeah, so let's take a look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. We can see the rainfall coming down pretty good right there, and you can see just how water covered the roads are. So again, watch out for some ponding on roadways in the Utica area and even other spots as well, as the rain is coming down pretty good across the Mohawk Valley. Currently 38 with heavy rain at Griffith and Rome. Feels like 33 with that southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. Those local temperatures this morning, still upper 30s, low 40s up near the North Country. 36 Long Lake, 36 Inlet and Lake Pleasant, 37 Whitesboro, near 40 in Westmoreland, and 39 in Dolgeville. To the south, 39 Norwich, 42 Afton, 39 Oneonta, 38 in Skenevis. And take a look at this right here. We've got some pretty heavy rainfall falling pretty much right along the entire I-90 corridor, almost lined up perfectly from Oneida all the way down to Montgomery counties near Albany. And for today, widespread heavy rainfall comes to an end. Rain showers become more scattered and lighter in nature as the afternoon progresses, with temperatures ranging as high as the low 50s south to as cool as the upper 30s north. We're tracking a quiet start to the weekend, plus potential for some snow to accumulate in other locations on Sunday. Your full weekend forecast is coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Today, closing our...
Good morning and welcome back. Again, happy Friday, showcasing our final weather photo of the week. This one is a cool scene of Gore Mountain up in the High Peaks region in the Adirondacks. Look at all that snow on the trees, beautiful blue skies. Unfortunately, that's not what we're seeing today. In fact, the exact opposite. We are seeing rain showers and clouds, and so far those sunny days are few and far between right now with this unsettled weather pattern that we're in for the most part. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Pretty active right here. Pockets of heavy rainfall, especially just through the Utica I-90 corridor and areas north heading up towards Old Forge. Pockets of freezing rain and the absolute highest peaks in the Hamilton County area in the Adirondacks. But again, most of us here locally are just seeing rain showers. Now, temperatures as we approach the next few days will remain slightly above freezing, but some cases it will fall below freezing. Otherwise, expect cooler temperatures as we head into the weekend. Gary?
Eric, thanks. You may want to check your medicine cabinet.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, happy Friday. Rain and lots of rain is falling over parts of our local area. In fact, the latest rainfall totals coming in from the New York Mesonet Weather Station Network already approaching 0.63 inches in Springfield, 0.74 inches, 3/4 of an inch in Westmoreland. And Herkimer, same thing. Mohawk Valley seeing the highest rainfall totals so far as that surge of rain has since moved through. Woodgate, one of the lowest numbers here as that rain still pushes north at just over a 1/4 inch of rainfall. And a common scene here in central New York, wet roads, damp conditions, rain falling with temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, some spots in the low to mid 40s. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Pretty much all rain aside from isolated locations, seeing some freezing rain near Hamilton County, highest elevations. But zooming in a little bit, the heaviest rainfall rates currently passing north of I-90 in Rome, Vienna, Cleveland, heading just into Trenton within the next few minutes or so. And in Herkimer County, Dolgeville, Little Falls, St. Johnsville, actually out closer to Fulton County. Schuyler, Newport, all seeing the heavy rainfall as of now. The heavy rainfall comes to an end this morning as rain showers become less widespread and less heavy throughout the afternoon and evening, seeing under mostly cloudy skies. In fact, pretty much cloudy skies for today. Very difficult for that sun to peek out. Drying out as we approach the weekend, and Saturday is looking almost entirely dry. Radar and satellite showing low pressure pushing in from the west. Of course, we're on the warm side of the system, so we're going to see nothing but rainfall with this event. And on our Skycast, that surge of heavy rainfall pushes north. By 6 a.m., things are going to be, the heaviest rain are going to be primarily north of the Mohawk Valley, with temperatures today ranging from as high as the low to mid 50s in the southern valleys to as low as the upper 30s. Heading up into the North Country. Then by Saturday, at least Friday night into early Saturday, things cool down and dry out. But there still could be some icy spots in higher elevations as we approach early Saturday morning. Then our attention turns to Sunday as a low pressure system moves up the coast, starting out as sleet, rain, and lower elevations with those temperatures above freezing. But for other locations, it will see primarily snow. And our initial thoughts on snowfall potential, as you can see here, chance of seeing 2 inches or more of snow. You see those chances up there. Unlikely, possible, 50-50, likely, and very likely. The bullseye of this, as of now, looks to be primarily in the Catskill region, putting up to 4 inches. You can see unlikely, but possible in the locations of Otsego County. As you can see, 6 inches or more primarily in the Catskills region. And so quickly look at your weekend forecast. Cloudy skies for Saturday. Again, watching that coastal system as we approach Sunday. And for today, high 45, rain showers tonight. A low 34, foggy and cloudy. Your 7-day forecast. Quiet for Saturday. Still looking on the cool side for both weekend days, but after that, a little bit of quiet weather for the week ahead, heading into next week before we track more systems possibly behind that, but we'll just take the break when we have it.
And I like that interactive screen that you have there.
Yeah, I love using those. I'm trying to get used to them.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:52.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Friday. I'm Gary Liberatore, and meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now from the Weather Center. And happy Friday to you, but some rain early on.
Happy Friday. It's finally here, the weekend. And one thing we've been looking at is the lack of sunshine. It's been sunny, at least on Monday, but it's been cloudy, it's been rainy, it's been blah out there. This morning, the fog is lifted in some spots, but heavy rainfall causing some ponding on roadways. You can hear on the roof here outside this morning. A live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera looking along Oriskany. As you can see here, some decent ponding on the side of the roads. Watch out for hydroplaning as you head out to work this morning, especially on those lower elevation roads. The arterial was a bit on the wet side heading into work early this morning. Currently 40 with heavy rain. Measured at Griffith and Rome, feels like 33 with that 10-mile-per-hour east wind. And a live look at local temperatures, 39 Westmoreland, 34 Little Falls, 39 out in Sylvan Beach. Into the south, 40s in some locations, 43 Unadilla, 39 in Oneonta. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Heavy rainfall rates falling north of I-90, heading into portions near Trenton, just south of Stratford, and then heading even farther north into northern Oneida County. And for today, that heavy rainfall will come to an end. We're tracking spotty, lighter rain showers as we approach the afternoon, with temperatures ranging from as low as the 30s in the North Country to as high as the 50s in portions in the southern valleys. And regardless of today, we do cool down heading into the weekend. Look at that full weekend forecast is coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Developing this morning, state police are
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning. Welcome back. Heavy rain is falling over central New York, at least in portions north of I-90 as this system continues to track north and east. A live look at traffic cameras across some of the central New York area. First off, I want to mention the arterial. A lot of ponding on those roads, especially in the lowest elevation. Same thing for a live view of Oriskany Boulevard just off the Adirondack Bank Center in downtown Utica. You can see the ponding on the roadways right there. Watch out for some hydroplaning if you do encounter some ponding again on those roadways. Look at drive times as you head to work this morning. First off, I-90 east and west between 18 and 21 minutes both directions. Average speed around 60, 65 miles per hour. Same Route 12 south and north along the arterial. You can see routes 49 miles per hour average speed, 5 and 6 minutes travel time. 5S east and west from Mohawk, 18-minute travel time, and heading in on Route 49 from Utica to Rome and back, 12 minutes at this point. And so this morning, rain showers. Watch out again for ponding on roadways. This afternoon, rain becoming less widespread and heavy, but still we're tracking the potential for some fog heading into the overnight hours tonight, plus the latest weekend forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Crews aren't just renovating the
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy Friday. This Friday morning is starting out with some pretty heavy rainfall falling in some parts of the local area. In fact, the latest rainfall numbers coming in as of the past few seconds or so. Westmoreland coming out on top with 0.81 inches of rain and still falling. However, the heaviest rainfall is still pushing north, heading into northern Oneida County, northern Herkimer County, and into the Adirondack region. A live look at downtown Utica. The main concern for travel this morning will be ponding on roadways. Take a look right here along the right lane. The rain is struggling to drain a little bit, and as you can see here, the roads are still a little damp. Currently 40 degrees at Griffith and Rome with heavy rainfall occurring in parts of our area this morning. Feels like 33 with that decent wind speed. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Zooming in a little bit. Heavy rainfall rates falling in Trenton, the town of Western, heading up closer to Ohio. You can see Route 12 and Route 8 right there, seeing a good amount of rainfall. Same thing heading north to Newport, just straddling Stratford. And you can see out in Skyward seeing some of that heavier rainfall at this point. Now for today, the highest rainfall rates will be slowly decreasing as we approach the early afternoon. Still a few spotty light rain showers here and there, but nothing as major as what we're seeing this morning with that surge of moisture from the south. Then as we head into the weekend, things are trending more dry, especially for Saturday. A live look at the radar and satellite imagery. Zooming out a little bit, we can see that area of low pressure forming right there, sweeping north, that warm front bordering our local area. But there will be a trailing cold front arriving later on this evening. Now, that small window in between that warm front and that cold front is where some of us will see the warmest temperatures of the day today. So, time it out in our Skycast. We can see that cold front sweeping through right here this afternoon. But take a look at these temperatures right here. 55 in Norwich, 48 in Oneonta, but as you head north, things cool down. 30s and upper 30s, low 40s heading up into the North Country with some spots of still freezing rain up near Speculator in Hamilton County, but with near freezing temperatures. So a huge contrast on who sees the highest temperatures for today. Now, following Saturday, it is looking dry, but on Sunday, we were tracking a coastal system producing the potential for some snow. Now, this will be difficult as temperatures remain right around freezing and the atmosphere will be saturated, meaning that the snow cannot cool down the atmosphere as it falls. So because of that, there's a huge potential that the snowfall totals in the lowest elevations will not accumulate too much, especially with the initial round of snow, those temperatures hovering right around freezing. But take a look at snowfall probabilities. The yellow indicating a 50-50 shot, likely chance in red of 2 inches or more. Heading up to 4 inches, you can see the chances greatly decreasing in the bullseye of this event, primarily in the Catskills region. For today, high 45, rain showers tonight. A low 34 with foggy and cloudy conditions. Your 7-day forecast. Cooling down this weekend, not nearly as cool though as last weekend with wind chills well below zero, but 30s for both days. Next week, so far looking more quiet, and at least Bill and I and Jill and Sam could use at least some quiet weather as it's been pretty active the past several weeks.
Yeah, keeping you busy, that's for sure. And be sure to like us on Facebook. Today is Friday, January 26th, 2024.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. Let's head on over to the Weather Center where meteorologist Eric Gage is in. And you're out of here, mister. Reminds me of our own Spencer Davidson, who I don't get to see much anymore because he works at night and I work in the morning. So
yeah, it's same. I haven't seen him. For those who don't realize, because we work all different shifts, I barely see Bill Cardis. Yeah. I haven't seen Spencer since what, August?
Yeah, it seems.
It's been quite a minute since I've seen him last. But yeah, and that's Mr. Eric Gage.
Yeah.
But yes, we're dealing with some rain showers this morning. Some spots a little heavy, some ponding on roadways, the typical concern with this event. But let's take a look at the current conditions out there this morning. First, a live look at our Nexus camera looking along Oriskany Boulevard. As you can see, there is a good amount of ponding on roadways, especially in the lowest elevations. The arterial, same thing for this road is here, but these will continue to improve as the heaviest rain continues to push north. But currently it's 40 degrees. The fact this is the coldest time of the year typically, we're seeing 40-degree starts to the day. That is a pretty different condition to expect for this time of year. Currently across central New York, 43 Westernville, 37 Dollarville, 34 Little Falls to the south, 41 Norwich, 37 Skenevis, 39 in Oneonta. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. The heaviest rainfall is currently pushing north into central Herkimer County. Areas north Route 365, the towns of Ohio, north of Newport, and just north of Salisbury. And for today, that widespread heavy rainfall comes to an end. But we'll be tracking still unsettled weather for today. Spotty, light rain showers. Temperatures ranging from as low as the 30s in the North Country to as high as the 50s in areas in the southern valleys. Now, after today, watch out for some patchy fog again tonight. After that, a dry and quiet start to the weekend, but we are tracking another weather maker in the end of the weekend coming into Sunday. I'll explain about that in that full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Today, closing arguments and a potential
Welcome back. Recapping the week, showcasing the weather photos of the days, including, again, that beautiful close-up snowflake earlier this week, the icy shoreline of Oneida Lake. But for today, we are finishing off with a beautiful view of Gore Mountain, looking over the high peaks in the Adirondack region, facing to the north. Now, seeing blue skies there, snow on the trees. Unfortunately, a different story for today. A lack of snow with rain and a lack of sunshine with clouds. As we take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, widespread rain pushing through a lot of central New York. The heaviest rainfall rates are still pushing into portions of northern to central Herkimer County, Lewis County, Hamilton County. In fact, Hamilton County seeing a bit of freezing rain in the highest elevations up there. And again, for today, a little unsettled. The heaviest rain comes to an end, but we are tracking dry weather to start out the weekend, plus a coastal system that could bring snow to some locations coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. You may want to check your medicine cabinet.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. With that widespread heavy rainfall, it's causing some ponding on roadways, but of course the primary concern for those of you locally is of course monitoring the Secoit Creek. So here's a latest snapshot of it within the just few minutes or so. It has risen a little bit, and I'm going to take a quick look behind the scenes at the latest water levels here. If I just give me a minute or so to check this out, it looks like the water levels of Secoit Creek are now approaching 5.24 feet. So it is rising a little bit, and this is something we'll continue to monitor over the next few hours or so. The good news is the heavy rain is coming to an end, so without that sustained heavy rain, the levels are expected to slowly decrease in increasing levels and then eventually decrease in overall levels. But here in downtown Utica, we can see there's some ponding on roadways right here with all that heavy rain that since fell. Rain falling currently at Griffiths and Rome with 40-degree temperatures. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A lot of that rain has since shifted north. We're still dealing with some lingering rain showers here in the Mohawk Valley, but heavier rainfall rates are falling at this point heading into northern Herkimer County and, of course, in portions of Old Forge Inlet. Our sky watchers this morning checking in with 38 degrees in Clinton, 37 with Mike in New Hartford, 40 Todd in Westdale. Up north, 36 Old Forge with Bill, and 36 as well with Sean and Inlet. In the Southern Valleys, 38 Milford, Stewart in Cooperstown with 37 degrees, Diane in West Lawrence with 39 degrees, and Scott in Edmiston with 40. Widespread rain continues to decrease in coverage throughout the morning hours. Still scattered light rain showers expected as the morning progresses, and by the afternoon, still a little unsettled, but again, thankfully, the heaviest rainfall will continue to push north. The broader picture, we've got low pressure out to the west. We've got this surge of moisture colliding with all that saturated moisture near the surface. That's why it's causing such heavy rainfall rates in some locations. But you can see right behind here, too, there are still pockets of green and light rain, but nothing major like we're seeing this morning. And so in our Skycast, heavy rain pushes north, a few spotty showers expected for today. But again, the main thing, those temperatures, a huge difference. Take a look at Norwich and Old Forge. 55 Norwich, 36 Old Forge, 32 in Speculator, right around freezing. So a huge temperature difference depending on where you are in the local area for today. Regardless, tonight, watch out for some patchy fog, misty conditions, temperatures hovering right around freezing, 32 degrees early Saturday morning. Cloudy skies with fog Saturday afternoon. And then heading into Sunday, this is when we're talking about the potential for a coastal system that could bring some snow. But again, with those surface temperatures right around freezing at 34, 33 degrees, and with such saturated lower atmosphere, it's going to be hard for that snow to cool down the atmosphere due to evaporative cooling. But we can tell you is the earliest calls for potential snowfall, as you can see here. Chance for 2 inches or more of snow 50-50 shot in the southern valleys, heading up to 4 inches or more. You can see unlikely, but still possible. Again, the bullseye of this event at this point looks to be down in the Catskills. And so for today, rain showers, a high of 45 degrees tonight, low of 34, foggy and cloudy. Your 7-day forecast, cool a little bit for this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, remaining relatively quiet after Sunday's active weather, Monday through Thursday of next week. And I think all 4 of us here in the Weather Center could use a little bit of a break from active weather.
That's for sure. You guys have been busy for a while. Eric, thanks. Well, the Boilermaker Road Race.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the CW11. I'm Gary Liberatore. Now let's head right over to the Weather Center. Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage. And not as much fog yesterday, but still some out there, right?
Yeah, some fog in higher elevations. The primary thing this morning is that heavy rain that's pushing north outside of the Mohawk Valley. Things are improving regarding ponding on roadways in some spots this morning, but something we're tracking too, as with every heavy rainfall event, snow melt in the wintertime, Secoit Creek. Let's take a look at Secoit Creek, a snapshot of it within the past few minutes or so, and it is rising. It has risen a little bit more since this image was taken, so we're going to continue to monitor this as the hours progress. The heaviest rainfall has since come to an end, but still this is something to monitor, especially with the flooding problems that Secoit Creek typically has. Now, live look at downtown Utica along the Oriskany Boulevard roadway. You can see that the ponding on the roads, especially on the right-hand side of the shoulder, is still a little bit on the damp side. And currently it's 39 degrees with rain. A decent breeze, too, from the east at 13 miles per hour. Mild weather for January standards across central New York this morning. 34 Little Falls, 39 Outer Lake to the south, 41 degrees in Norwich, 37 Cooperstown, and 37 degrees in Scnevis. And that widespread heavy rainfall is pushing north. Behind that, rain will become a little bit lighter and less widespread as the afternoon continues on. But highs for today range from as low as the 30s in the North Country to as warm as the 50s south, with temperatures tonight cooling back down to near freezing, with patchy fog and cloudy skies expected for the overnight hours in the early part of Saturday. We're tracking quiet weather Saturday and then a return to potential for some snow to accumulate in some spots on Sunday. We'll talk a bit more about that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. State police are looking into exact.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Widespread heavy rainfall is since pushing north and east into the North Country this morning. Something we're monitoring, though, along with ponding on roadways for your morning commute, is the potential for minor flooding. Now, right now, nothing looking too out of the ordinary, but the Secoit Creek, alive, at least a snapshot of it in the past few minutes or so, it has since risen about a foot or so just below the bridge in Whitesboro. So we'll continue to monitor this as the morning progresses. It's continued to rise. It hasn't risen much in the past 5 minutes or so, remaining steady. Hopefully, with the lack of heavy rainfall, this will continue to decrease in levels. Live look along Oriskany Boulevard in downtown Utica. We can see right here, ponding on the roadways. That's the only travel issue expected in lower elevations. Watch out for some patchy fog as you head up to the hilltops. Currently 39 balmy degrees for the coldest time typically of the year for today, and expect to remain on the mild side for most of the afternoon, especially south. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Again, that widespread heavy rainfall is shifting north. We're seeing a few spotty rain showers develop as you head to the south. Sky watches this morning, 37 New Hartford, 38 Clinton, 40 degrees out in Westdale to the North Country, 36 with Old Forge and Inlet to the south, 37 Cooperstown, 38 Milford, 39 Hartwick, 40 Edmiston, and 39 degrees in West Lawrence. The bigger picture showing low pressure out to the west, surging in all this moisture into our area this morning, but as you can see here, by the next few hours, that rainfall becoming lighter as we approach the evening hours. However, by this afternoon, a huge difference in temperature, 55 possible down in the southern valleys. as you head up north, near freezing in Speculator, near the hilltops of the Adirondack. So we are seeing a huge contrast in temperatures. Depending on the location of this warm air, it could either be the 50s south and then cooling down into the 40s and 30s as you head up north. Patchy fog, watch out for some icy spots tonight as overnight lows fall right around freezing in some locations. Regardless, cloudy skies expected for your Saturday, otherwise damp conditions for most of the afternoon and evening. Then approaching Sunday morning, our next weather maker looks to be sleety type snow. However, those valley temperatures still above freezing could get hard for that snow to stick. And so for today, a high 45 degrees, rain showers tonight. A low 34 with foggy and cloudy conditions. Your 7-day forecast. Cool for this weekend. Monitoring the winter system heading into Sunday. We'll have more information this afternoon as well as this evening. Remaining relatively quiet for the next several days after.
News with Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We begin today with flooding across the Mohawk Valley, including once again in Whitesboro. Now, before we get to the video, 2 road closures to tell you about that we have been scrolling at the bottom of our screen all morning. Route 5 in Kirkland between Limberlost Road and 233 is closed, as that section of Kirkland is very prone to flooding. Also, a portion of Main Street and Behringer Road in Ilion are also closed due to 2 utility poles being down. Now, the flooding in Whitesboro once again involving Sequoia Street and Ellis Ave. Sections of those 2 roadways were closed off as water had completely submerged the intersection and surrounding lawns as well. Now, trees and other debris were actually flowing in Sequoia Creek, as you can see right there, which crested to nearly 6 feet this morning, 3 times the normal level. Now, as of now, water levels in the creek continue to lower since the heavy rains and snow melt overnight created this all too common situation for those poor folks there in Whitesboro. Now let's get a first look at our forecast. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining me now, and the good news is that the Sequoia Creek seems to have gone down, as you mentioned, right?
Yes, that's right. It has flooded to, as you just mentioned, 6 feet, which is 3 times level. It has slowly gone down a little bit, which is good news. But as we can take a look at those other local water levels right here, the one concerning water level is West Canada at Cass Bridge. It's 5.91 feet right now. The flood stage is 6 feet, so it's near flood stage. Nothing is flooding at this point here as well, but as you can see, the yellow indicating rising levels to near flood stage. Another few rivers to talk about right here as well is the water levels of portions of Oneida County and even closer to Herkimer County. As you can see here, 2 water levels that are getting close are Black River at Boonville and Oneida Creek at Oneida. You can see those rising levels, but again, thankfully, none of them are near serious flood stage. Taking a live look at the radar right now, lots of that widespread heavy rainfall we saw this morning that caused that flooding has since passed us, but as you can see, still some lingering spotty rain showers pushing through portions of central New York. And regarding those temperatures, as I mentioned earlier this morning, there could be a huge difference. 36 Inlet, 36 Otter Lake, 38 Westmoreland. As you head to the south, 40s, 45 Unadilla, 45 Sherburne, 43 degrees in Skenevis. And for today, again, the difference in those temperatures, spotty rain showers throughout the afternoon. We quiet down tonight with mostly cloudy skies, some patchy fog as well. Right around freezing by early tomorrow morning, but tomorrow's looking quiet. Our attention turns to Sunday. We got a tricky forecast regarding a winter system. We'll talk all about that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
And of course, stay with News Channel 2 and WKTV.com for the latest on any flooding throughout the area. And if you do have any flooding photos that you would like to share with us, just email them. You can do that at news@WKTV.com, or you can go right on our website and do that as well. Well, state police have identified the driver.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. Happy Friday. Unfortunately, not a happy Friday for those of you who experienced some flooding situations early this morning. The heavy rain has since passed us to the north, and today still some spotty rain showers, but thankfully that heavy rain and that snowmelt will not be as strong. Therefore, for today, we're not expecting any severe flooding threats, at least for this afternoon, this evening, and into the weekend. Currently 43 degrees in Oneonta right now. It doesn't really feel like January out there for today, that's for sure. Heading a little bit to the north, downtown Utica, 38 degrees, a little cooler. But you can see some spotty rain showers, wet roads, ponding on roadways is the primary concern this morning. And for the radar, we're seeing a few spotty rain showers, primarily in the Mohawk Valley. We're seeing that leading edge of that cold front heading out west of Ithaca. That'll bring with it cooler temperatures as the afternoon hours progress. But ahead of that, right here in Shenango and even parts of Otsego County to the south, could see some peaks of sunshine before that leading edge right there, and that could bring up those temperatures to as high as 50. Again, especially in the Norwich region and areas south, closer to Oxford, even closer to Sydney. The afternoon, we're going to be raining in the upper 30s, low 40s, cooling down throughout the afternoon and the evening. And regarding rainfall, again, not as widespread, but still, it's going to be damp out there with some patchy fog, patchy drizzle, otherwise a pretty damp day. Now, looking ahead to this weekend, cloudy on Saturday, highs in the mid-30s. On Sunday, we are tracking a coastal system. The forecast for this is a bit complicated. I'm going to try to dive through it right now very quickly with the latest information we have as of noontime today. So again, that rain moves through this afternoon and this evening, quieting down, patchy fog. Watch out for icy spots in higher elevations tomorrow morning as those temperatures hover right around freezing. Then heading into Saturday evening, Saturday night, still looking quiet. Sunday morning is when that snow starts to develop. But take a look at those temperatures right here in the valley, 34 degrees above freezing, even in portions of Cooperstown. Now, the atmosphere is going to be saturated with higher dew points. So when the snow falls, if the air is dry, it can cool down the air enough to cause snow to accumulate. That's not the case with this system. So switching to a different model, you can see here that it might still remain as rain and even some sleet in the lowest elevations, preventing that accumulation for most of this event as that cold air pocket shrinks as cold air works in from the west. So a very complicated forecast along with this system. But what we know now so far is that snow probabilities will be low as you head out to western Oneida County and a little bit higher as you approach east. This is a chance of seeing 2 inches or more of snow. You can see a likely chance in areas in the Catskills. So for today, high 45 degrees, rain showers tonight, foggy and cloudy, a low of 34. Your 7-day forecast. After this weekend, things are trending a little bit on the quiet side. Weather-wise, as of now, cloudy skies here and there. Hopefully we get some peaks of sunshine within the next several days, but again, it's not really looking all too likely. It's cool and it's cloudy. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Well, after an already extremely wet week, precipitation continues to soak parts of the country, and many are looking for some relief. NBC's Aaron McLaughlin is in the direct line of the latest system in Boston with more.
Well, hey there, as you can see, it is raining here in Boston, but let's talk about what happened down south yesterday where the cleanup is now underway. The South getting absolutely pummeled with rain, in some cases rainfall rates of 1 inch an hour, and that's leading to some intense flooding, homes underwater, cars underwater, really harrowing evacuation and rescue operations. Now that storm system is currently making its way up the northeastern coastline. You can see here in Boston, it's raining, creating for that wet and soggy commute conditions with tens of millions of Americans on flood watch. Now there is some good news here in Boston in the coming hours. This that you see here, it's expected to dry out, and with warmer than average temperatures giving folks here, at least in Boston, some brief relief. Back to you.
Welcome back. We begin this half hour once again with flooding across the Mohawk Valley, including once again in Whitesboro. Now this flooding involved Sequoia Street and Ellis Ave right there. Sections of those roads were closed off as water had completely submerged the intersection and surrounding lawns. Trees and other debris were actually flowing in the Sequoia Creek, which crested to nearly 6 feet, 3 times the normal water level. As of now, the water level in the creek continues to lower since the heavy rains and snow melt overnight created this all too common situation for those folks there in Whitesboro. Now, also 2 road closures to tell you about. Route 5 in Kirkland between Limberlost Road and 233 is closed, as that section of Kirkland is very prone to flooding as well. Also, a portion of Main Street and Behringer Road in Ilion are closed due to 2 utility poles being down. Now, how long will this rain stick around? Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now from the Weather Center. And Eric, you were mentioning it is on its way out, right?
Yes, that's right. The rain is on its way out, and a quick update on the Sequoia Creek River numbers is currently gone down to 4.71 feet. It crested at 5.94, so nearly 6 feet. So again, good news for that one. Same thing also as well for West Canada Creek at Cass Bridge. That has crested and is now continuing to fall. So good news for both of those creeks there. Now, taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We aren't done with rain just yet, but the worst of the rain that we saw this morning is over and done with. We're not seeing widespread, heavy, steady rainfall for several hours at a time. These rainfall situations will be brief, especially with this single rain band taking place heading into portions of Shenango and Otsego counties and the southern valleys. Those local temperatures this afternoon hovering in the upper 30s, low 40s in the Mohawk Valley and north. 41 Westerville, 37 Dollarville, 38 Little Falls. To the south, a little warmer. 46 Sherburne, 44 Skenevis, and 45 degrees in Norwich. And for today, still unsettled, damp out with misty conditions, rain showers here and there. Tonight, patchy fog expected in some locations, especially in higher elevations. Then freezing conditions possible in some locations tonight, so watch out for icy spots. Then quiet tomorrow before we're tracking another wintry system on our way for Sunday. We're going to talk all about that in detail coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. The search has continued in California for an inmate who walked away from a county jail.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Happy Friday, everyone. After widespread heavy rain overnight into early this morning has come to an end for most of the area. We're still tracking a few spotty light rain showers, but thankfully nothing as major as what we saw overnight. A live look at Oneonta right now, looking more dry than not with cloudy skies. Maybe a peak of sunshine as the border of a warm and cold front moved through the region, primarily in the southern valleys. I see it up north. Not looking to see any of those clearing skies. Currently, though, 43 degrees and what is the officially coldest time of the year, as days typically start to get a little warmer starting tomorrow. So usually the average high this time of year is in the upper 20s, low 30s. Currently 43. Oneonta. A little cooler in downtown Utica. Wet roads, 38 degrees. Overall, pretty damp with spotty rain showers, as you can see here on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Drizzle here and there, with some heavier spots of convective rain showers heading closer to Ithaca along that cold front line. Now, the afternoon and evening going to be remaining in the upper 30s, low 40s. Then, as we approach the overnight hours, we can see those temperatures fall into the mid to low 30s. And as hilltops fall near freezing, there could be potential for some icy spots in higher elevations. Now, heading into the weekend, cloudy skies for Saturday, highs in the mid-30s. Relatively quiet, still a bit damp, maybe some patches of fog here and there. Sunday is when things get active. We're watching a coastal system develop, and that could bring snow or a wintry mix to some locations in our local area. Very complicated forecast, but I'll get through it in the few minutes ahead. So, under Skycast for this afternoon, you can see here spots of lingering drizzle here and there. Temperatures, you can see, slowly falling to near freezing. Cooperstown, Oneonta, some of those higher elevations will fall right around freezing, below in North Country. So again, watch out for icy spots up near Old Forge. Cloudy skies for Saturday. Again, still damp, high humidity, even though it's going to be 30s, so it will feel like a damp 30 degrees. And then heading into Saturday night, same thing, looking pretty quiet. But by Sunday, that's when snow starts to develop. And we're going to switch our weather model here to a different model because these things have a hard time forecasting these low pressures that transition from inland out to the Atlantic. It's, again, a very complicated forecast. But we can tell you right now is these marginally cool temperatures right around 32 degrees will prevent that snow from initially falling on Sunday. Sleet, rain, maybe some freezing rain here and there. That cold or that warm pocket of air will slowly shrink as that cold air moves in from the west. As you can see here, more widespread light snow moves in by Sunday evening, but still that pocket of warm air in Utica and Rome will still linger. So because of that, it might be hard for that snow to really accumulate, especially in the Utica-Rome region. So regarding snowfall probabilities, this is the most likely outcome you can see here. The yellow and red area, highest chance of seeing 2 inches or more of snow. Same thing for greater than 4 inches of snow. That borderline is right here, just south of Utica. So, of course, this is going to be a event with a lot of moving parts. Things will change as the afternoon evening progress with new data coming in. So be sure to join Bill tonight, as well as Sam and Jill, who'll be filling in for us, thankfully, this weekend. And for today, high 45 degrees, rain showers tonight. Foggy and cloudy, a low of 34. Your 7-day forecast. Cool this weekend with active weather on Sunday. After that, things are trending more quiet as we head into the rest of next week, Monday through Thursday. Temperatures ranging in the mid to low 30s. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The 2024 Summer
Thing now, but the damage was already done.
Yeah, icy waters flooded Whitesboro again. Secoit Street and Ellis Avenue cannot catch a break. At one point today, the Secoit Creek crested at nearly 6 feet. And while it's still light out, let's take a live look at the Main Street Bridge in Whitesboro. The TAS Electronics has a camera there fixed here to watch for buildup that could lead to flooding. You can see the water is high, but it is easily flowing. No ice chunks or debris in the way.
Let's head over to the Weather Center and get a check of the forecast now and heading into the weekend.
And that webcam is encouraging because it's gone down since earlier this morning by quite a bit. And without any additional rain in the forecast, we won't be having to worry about any additional flooding. Let's take a look at what's going on out there tonight. We're looking at dry conditions. Patchy fog, still an issue. It's been an ongoing problem across the region. That will be the case once again tonight. Current temperature 39 degrees. We have a west wind at 8 miles an hour. We're tracking temperatures that remain above freezing as we head into tomorrow. So the thaw continues, although it's a very slow thaw. It's not warm, but it's at least above freezing. We're tracking Sunday. A weather system is going to bring widespread steady snowfall Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. While the brunt of that moves to the south, we are expecting some light snowfall. We've got to look at some early thoughts on accumulation. And then a pretty quiet weather pattern to follow as we head into early next week. This evening, cloudy, fog, temperatures above freezing. Again, we're going to take a look at that weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New information on the crash.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Happy Friday. We're getting you ready for the weekend, and it starts out kind of dreary. Still dealing with fog across the region this evening. This is a live look in Cooperstown, and it's mainly in higher elevations compared to lower elevations. But still, just be careful if you're heading out tonight. The weather looks to dry out. The rain that we saw earlier today has moved to the east, and the weather looks pretty quiet as we start the weekend. By the way, if you've noticed more twilight these days, especially around 5 o'clock, well, as the sunset continues to get later and later, we're going to see more of it show up around 6 o'clock, but it'll take about a month before we get twilight at 6 o'clock. And then 2 months from now, we change the clocks, and we'll start to see sunsets after 7 o'clock. Things moving quickly here in terms of daylight over the next several weeks. Over the weekend, it's going to be a lot less cold compared to last weekend. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s both Saturday and Sunday. It's cloudy Saturday. We're watching a coastal system for Sunday. It's likely to bring widespread light snowfall to central New York. Temperatures climb into the upper 30s. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Pretty quiet conditions across the region. And again, we do stay dry as we head into tonight. Temperatures should stay above freezing most of the night, so that will prevent any black ice from forming. But do be mindful of that if you live across the North Country. Some places fall really close to freezing tonight. Downsville 37, Little Falls 38, Whitesboro 40. Across Southern Valleys, got a lot warmer today in areas like Oneonta, Unadilla, and Norwich. Temperatures in the mid-40s. Even these areas, though, will be cooling down into the 30s tonight. Steady rain lifting to the north earlier today. That system moving out, the next one eventually moving in. This area of showers in Louisiana and Mississippi will become an area of low pressure that will track up the East Coast by Sunday. It looks like the storm track is going to keep it to the south of our area, so we'll dodge the brunt of this, but still some light snow in the forecast for Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Tonight, it's cloudy. Watch out for fog. Overnight lows drop down into the low 30s. Cloudy on Saturday, pretty quiet day, light breeze, overcast conditions, temperatures in the low to mid 30s. Saturday night, still remaining dry. Some light snow starts to break out Sunday. I'm thinking Sunday during the late morning to early afternoon. It's steady, but it's generally light, and it continues into Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and Sunday night. And the early numbers here, we're thinking a general 1 to 2 inches of accumulation for most of central New York, but the southern valleys could pick up more, 2 to 5 inches out towards Cooperstown and Oneonta. And we're going to keep an eye on this. If this storm happens to shift to the north, then these numbers will go up. But if it goes to the south, the numbers will pretty much stay the same, maybe a little bit less snow across the southern valleys. So stay tuned. We're going to continue to fine-tune that forecast as we get more data. Foggy, cloudy tonight, low temperature of 34. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid-30s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, a light snowfall on Sunday. Accumulations, though. Monday's high 34. The weather looks pretty quiet. And can you believe Groundhog Day? No, a week away. I know. So we'll be eager to hear what Phil has to say.
And 3 days of sun leading up to it, maybe.
He steals your sunshine.
He does.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's not fun. All right, thanks, Bill. You've probably heard that.
Bill Curtis to get us ready for the weekend.
All right, we're expecting to see a return to snow on Sunday. We haven't seen much of snow lately, at least compared to what we're used to. For January, we've picked up 15 inches, which is a lot better than what we've seen in November and December, but it's still behind average. So for today's date, 21.9 inches of snow for the city of Utica. We add up all the snowfall events so far, and look at this. We are running a snowfall departure closing in on 3 feet. And we are now more than halfway through the snow season, with 54 inches being the average. Remember, we average 95 inches for the season in a usual year. Temperatures continue to stay in the 30s here throughout the weekend. It will cool off slightly next week, but temperatures are running above average here for the most part over the next several days. If you're taking the dog out for a walk this evening, watch out for some fog. Temperatures not all that cold, will be in the upper 30s. Tonight's featured dog, Buddy from Mohawk. This is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. We've got to look at that weekend forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
All right, well, we don't have a lot of snow right now. You can track Oneida County snowplows in the future. You can see what roads have been plowed or treated. Each vehicle now has GPS technology. We have a tracking map at WKTV.com. We'll remind you about this when the snow does fall. Oneida County has 28 trucks that plow and salt over 400 miles of state-owned roads. They also plow the county roads in Augusta and Florence.
So it's hard to believe, but 1 year ago,
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are continuing to monitor some fog across the area. It's lingering around. I don't think it'll be as thick as it was last night, but still problematic. Let's take a live look in Cooperstown. Otherwise, a dry evening. We saw steady rain earlier today and drizzle that's kind of lingered around, but things have improved weather-wise. Temperatures are going to remain above freezing as we head into Saturday as well as Sunday, but we're watching for the potential of light accumulating snow as an area of low pressure passes to the south and east Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. So there could be some slippery spots on roadways Sunday after dark. Just something to keep in mind if you're going to be traveling. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across the region. Sky watchers are checking in with temperatures generally above freezing. Clinton 42, Mike and New Hartford 41, Barneveld 35. To the north, it's colder and closer to freezing. Inlet 35, Old Forge 36. Pockets of the Adirondacks and North Country could see some patchy black ice tonight, but the remainder of the area generally stays above freezing, so that generally won't be the case. Mohawk 37, across the southern valleys, Milford 41, and that's not a typo, 47 in Worcester. It was a lot warmer across the southern valleys today, thanks to being in closer proximity to warm air and a warm front. Area of low pressure again swinging through today, bringing us that rain. The next one is moving into the Gulf of Mexico. This is going to develop into an area of low pressure and track to the north and east. This will bring us widespread snow as we head into Sunday, especially late in the day. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, cloudy skies tonight. Overnight lows drop into the low 30s. Again, watch out for a few slippery spots north. Looking at cloudy skies throughout Saturday, we'll climb above freezing, making it into the mid-30s. And just a generally cloudy, dreary day. I'm not expecting any sunshine here. Heading into Saturday night, clouds remain. Light snow breaks out on Sunday, thinking that this starts out in the late morning to early afternoon and it becomes widespread. Generally light, steady snowfall is expected through Sunday night. The early numbers here indicating about 1 to 2 inches of snowfall for the majority of central New York, 2 to 5 inches possible south of the Mohawk Valley, Otsego and Chenango counties. We're keeping an eye on the storm track because there's still some wiggle room here trying to pin down the track of the storm. We'll continue to keep you updated throughout the weekend. Tonight, foggy along with some clouds, a low of 34. Heading into the day tomorrow, temperatures climb into the upper 30s with cloudy skies and a generally quiet day. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, light snow Sunday and Sunday night, 37 for the high. We dry out on Monday, cloudy skies and mostly cloudy skies. Some opportunities for sunshine, or at least peaks of sunshine, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Groundhog Day on Friday, light snow, highs in the mid-30s. We'll be right back.
With Kristen Copeland and Jason Palace.
Water level remains high on local creeks, but all flowing much better at this hour.
Some heavy rains combined with melting snow caused those creeks and rivers to rise. Icy waters flooded Whitesboro again. Secoit Street and Ellis Avenue, they just can't catch a break there. At one point today, the Secoit Creek crested at nearly 6 feet.
So let's get a check of the forecast for tonight and heading into the weekend with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Well, we're in much better shape in terms of any flooding concerns. The weather looks to remain dry tonight as well as through most of the weekend. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We're still dealing with fog. That is an issue, especially in higher elevations. Be aware of that heading into tonight. Our current temperature is above freezing. We're at 37 degrees, and it will remain cloudy as we head throughout tonight. Most areas remain above freezing, but there could be some black ice issues, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. The thaw continues tomorrow. Temperatures remain above freezing on Saturday, and it's generally dry. Snow looks to arrive on Sunday, and it's likely to accumulate. We're expecting a light snowfall Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening, followed by relatively quiet weather heading into next week. Cloudy skies with fog this evening, temperatures in the mid-30s. We're taking a look at that weekend forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
The driver of a Jeep Wrangler that crashed on Route 49 and
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. The weather starts out generally dry this weekend, but we are tracking some light snow for Sunday. Let's take a live look outside this evening. There's still fog out there, and the fog is going to be pretty thick. This is a live look in our downtown Utica camera from our Nexus Center. This is looking to the east, and again, you can see some light haze in the sky. Cloudy skies on Saturday, a high of 38. It's dry until Sunday. We're watching a coastal system that's going to pass to the south and east, but it's expected to bring us some light accumulating snow, high temperature of 37. Looking to do some winter sports this weekend. Well, it won't be as cold, but the snow is going to be slushy. Again, we're losing quite a bit of it this week with the January thaw, but there are places that still have it, and if you are looking to do some sledding or skiing or snowmobiling, again, that snow is going to be pretty sticky, not the best quality snow across the area, again, just because temperatures will be near or above freezing. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. Our sky watchers checking in with temperatures generally above freezing. Clinton 42, Mike and New Hartford 41, Norway 37. Old Forge Inlet, temperatures in the mid-30s. Cooperstown 36, Worcester 47, and Milford with 41 degrees rather. So we have this big push of warm air that happened today in the heels of low pressure, which is now traveling to the east. We're tracking the next one moving into the Gulf of Mexico, and it's this one, this area of rain in Louisiana, that's going to move to the north and east, and the storm track will keep it to the south of us, but it's going to be close enough to bring us steady snowfall on Sunday, especially late in the day. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, cloudy skies tonight. Again, watch out for patchy fog, overnight lows in the low 30s. There could be some ice issues to the north as temperatures dip below freezing in areas like Old Forge and Inlet. But again, I don't think that's going to be the case everywhere. Just exercise caution heading out in the morning, especially on untreated surfaces. Cloudy skies on Saturday. Temperatures will be above freezing. A pretty quiet day, light winds, and again, overcast skies. Snow starts to break out Sunday during the late morning to early afternoon, approaching from the south. And again, it's a steady, generally light, but steady snowfall throughout Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and Sunday night. You can see surface temperatures will be near or just above freezing, so this will be another wet, slushy snowfall. And we're thinking a general 1 to 2 inches of accumulation for the Mohawk Valley and North Country, 2 to 5 inches possible across the southern valleys closer to the storm track. And this could still change between now and Sunday as we continue to get more data. We'll keep you posted on how the storm track is trending. Foggy tonight, along with, again, overcast skies, a low of 34. Generally quiet day tomorrow. Still relatively mild for this time of the year, a high of 38. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Light snow on Sunday. We're dry Monday. A few opportunities for sunshine. Looking mostly cloudy Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then we get to hear what Phil has to say on Friday. Cloudy skies locally with some snow showers, highs in the mid-30s.
I want to hear what Bill has to say.
A continuation of the norm here.
All right, Bill,
Yeah.
thank you. Bill, thank you. Bill, thank you. And just in time for the new snowfall, you can track Oneida County plows to see what roads have been treated. Each vehicle has GPS technology now. We have a tracking map at WKTV.com. Oneida County has 28 trucks that plow and salt 400 miles of state-owned roads. They also plow the county roads in Augusta and Florence.
Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. We're going to head down to the Adirondack. Jolene, thank you. Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Getting us set for the weekend.
Yes.
Not terrible.
No, not terrible. It looks like a nice weekend here in central New York. A lot warmer than last weekend.
And no rain.
Yeah, and no rain. We'll be in the upper 30s tomorrow. We are watching Sunday for some widespread snowfall. Looks generally light. Let's take a look at conditions out there this evening. We are still dealing with the fog. It's just been lingering around. We'll be seeing that as we head into tonight. Other than that, it is dry. So have a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and it will remain dry heading into tonight. Temperatures, well, we're still above freezing. We're 33 degrees, and we'll hold on to the low 30s here as we head into tonight. Temperatures will climb into the mid to upper 30s tomorrow and Sunday, and temperatures are very consistent. We are not really seeing any really cold weather on the horizon or any thaws ahead either. Pretty steady eddy going forward. Tonight, looking at fog, temperatures drop into the low 30s, and we're tracking again some snow over the weekend. A look at the forecast coming out. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. 40 years ago.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look outside. This is a look in downtown Utica. Another dreary night across central New York. We've been seeing patchy fog. And the rain, well, it's stopped, but it's going to remain wet tonight. We're going to have a hard time drying out with cloud cover lingering around and high humidity. Cloudy skies Saturday, a high of 38. Sunday, we're watching a coastal system that's likely to bring us some snow. High temperatures in the upper 30s. If you're looking to get out and do some winter sports, maybe it's sledding, skiing, or snowmobiling, the snow is not in good shape. As we know, it's been melting, so it's going to remain slushy over the weekend. Temperatures will be above freezing both days, but Sunday looks to be the better of the 2 days to get out. A little bit colder, and also some fresh snow is expected Sunday afternoon, which should make winter sports conditions a little bit more favorable. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across the region. Temperatures are right around freezing. Do watch out for some patchy black ice. It's possible, especially north of the Mohawk Valley, as we've been spending a lot of time above freezing. There's a lot of snow melt in place. Keeping an eye on this weather system. This is going to develop into a coastal storm. It's going to track something like this, well, minus this part. We're expecting the storm to pass just to our south and east. It'll be close enough to bring us some steady snowfall on Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, cloudy skies, overnight lows in the low 30s. It's cloudy to start Saturday, and I don't even think we're going to see a sliver of sunshine. It's going to be that cloudy again. That thick stratus deck will be over us just like today. Temperatures will be in the mid-30s, but it does look dry. Tomorrow night, the weather remains cloudy. Light snow starts to break out as we head into Sunday from south to north. The snow is steady, widespread, but generally light. And surface temperatures will be around freezing, so it's going to have a hard time accumulating in the lower elevations, but not so much in the higher spots. I think the snow will be coming down heavier, especially in Otsego County. Let's look at the snowfall map. This is for Sunday and Sunday night. A general 1 to 2 inches for the Mohawk Valley, 2 to 5 inches possible in Otsego and Chenango counties, especially some of these higher elevations. Could actually see more than 5 inches. And again, the snow develops Sunday, and it continues throughout Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Then it comes to an end by Sunday night. Patchy fog, cloudy skies tonight, low 34. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, 38. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Next week, the weather looks super quiet, which is unusual. Usually it's a busy time of year, but temperatures will be in the mid-30s. Not that I'm complaining, but I will complain about that groundhog. He's got to go. Get him out of here.
Punxsutawney Bill. That's what I'm talking about. All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up next, 7:37 Max 9. Time now for a first look at the forecast tonight with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis getting us set for the weekend.
Yes.
Hey, it's not going to rain for a while, for the first time in a while, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot less cold compared to last weekend. Last weekend was really cold. This one, we're going to be in the 30s. Saturday looks cloudy, dry. We are tracking some widespread snow on Sunday with a coastal system that's going to make a close call in central New York. Hey, we're still dealing with fog. I know, it's annoying, isn't it? This is going to continue through tomorrow. But we are going to be seeing some changes in the weather. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Current temperature is 33 degrees, cloudy skies, and temperatures really don't change that much tonight. We're going to be seeing highs in the 30s. We'll stay above freezing over the next couple of days, and temperatures settle back into the low 30s. Not much change ahead, at least temperature-wise, but again, we are tracking some snow as we head into Sunday. We've got to look at the latest snowfall map where we think the most snow will occur in our area, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. 40 years ago, bald eagles were nearly extinct in...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. A dreary night tonight, dealing with patchy fog still across central New York. High temperature on Saturday of 38 degrees. We're watching Sunday. A coastal storm could potentially bring us some snowfall. We're expecting at least a late accumulation. If you love winter sports, the weather this weekend, not the best for that. Temperatures above freezing means the snow is going to be wet and sticky and slushy here both Saturday and Sunday. But we do have some light snow on Sunday, which could make for better skiing and snowmobiling conditions. And the best place to go is up north where the snow has not been taking quite as much of a beating. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. This is the weather system that we're watching. That's going to be moving up the east coast by Sunday. Again, that'll be bringing us some light snow. It's cloudy, and it remains cloudy tonight through tomorrow. Overcast skies continue through Saturday. I don't even think we'll get a sliver of sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures will climb into the mid-30s. Tomorrow night, cloudy skies continue. On Sunday, light snow starts to break out beginning in the morning and continuing throughout the day. Notice temperatures will be right around freezing, so the snow will have a hard time accumulating initially, at least for the lower elevations. That won't be the case for the hilltops. 2 to 5 inches of accumulation expected for Otsego and Chenango counties. Again, this is Sunday through Sunday night. 1 to 2 inches of snowfall for the Mohawk Valley and North Country. Tonight, foggy conditions, a low of 34. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, 38 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Snow on Sunday, 37. The weather next week looks pretty quiet. Actually have some opportunities for some sunshine, too. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And let's not talk about Friday. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thanks. Up